So this question that we're looking at here is from Shopify, and what we have to do is take a look at just some data relating to customers and orders that those customers made, and we want to see which customer and on what day did the highest order occur. And the rule is it has to be between these two dates, and if a customer made like more than one order on a particular day, for example, maybe early in the morning they made a $100 order, and then later on they made a $300 order, we're counting the order itself as $400. Okay, so that's just a little rule that we have to adhere to. But apart from that, it's just going to be a case of dealing with two data sets where ultimately the expected output is this, but in getting that output, we're going to have to use two data sets, one being customers with some customer information, as well as orders with the order information. And the link between these two tables is through this customer ID column here, where in the orders table, we have the customer who made that particular order. And it's going to be a left join between these tables because there's more unique customer IDs in this table than in this one, because not every customer made an order. There might be customers who didn't make an order. And so we'll merge these two tables together, and we'll do it through a left join. So if I just do that right here, we can say merge data frame is equal to pandas.merge, and we'll take our customers data set, we'll merge it with our orders data set, and the type of join that we're going to be doing is a left join, right, where your customers is like your left table and your orders is your right table. And because the column names aren't the same, because we're joining the customer ID here with the customer ID here, we just have to also specify left on equals ID and right on equals, in the right table, the attribute is called cust ID. So if I run that, let's just take a look at merged.head. And if I run that, oh, true. Okay, so this one it's not a list. You actually have to pass in, that's your left table, and this is your right table. I always mess up the syntax there, but that should, yeah, perfect. Okay, so now we have our merged data frame, and all that we have to do now is just a few things. But first and foremost, let's filter so that we're dealing with dates that are between these values. And we know that our order date is a datetime already, and with pandas, you can actually just pass these in as strings. So what we can do here is we can say something probably a little bit like this. So maybe I'll filter the data set, I'll filter the data frame so that we only have dates between these two. So we could say merged, where merge dot, we want the order date to be between the two dates that we've got there. So dot between this one and the other one. So I'll pop these in as strings. That should work. So like that. Nice. And if I take a look at filtered df now, we should only have filtered, so we've only got filtered values between these two dates. And you could check this by doing filtered df, and you could take the min of this and you could take the max of this and just, see that we're in our range. But I'm going to trust it for now because I know it's syntactically okay here. Okay. And so what we need to do now is for each customer and for each day, we need to find the highest total order. So we're going to run a group by, and the way I'll do it is I think I'm going to do it like this. So maybe let's store this in a variable called result. We'll take our filtered data frame and we'll group by. So for each customer and for each order date, so we can say for each customer ID value and for each order date, we want to find the sum of all the orders and then take the max after that. So we can say grab the total order cost and get the sum of that. Okay. And if I take a look at result here, let's see what actually comes out from this. So we've got, okay. Oh, true. Okay. And we're going to have to convert this to a data frame because the columns that we're grouping in terms of don't actually show up here, just a StrataScratch thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll method chain this. Let me store this all in brackets. dot group by, and then dot sum. And then what I'll do is I'll just reset index to convert this to a data frame. And that should show the columns that we're grouping it in terms of. Cool. So now we've got the customer ID, the order date, and the total order cost. And a few things that we need to do here. We need to group it in terms of first name as well. So they actually did say here, you can assume that every first name in the dataset is unique. So we don't have to group it in terms of customer ID if we don't want to. We can actually group it in terms of first name, which I believe was the name of the original column there. And that should give the first name, order date, and the total order cost. Fine. Now what we have to do is probably rename this so that this max cost is really what this column is. So I can throw in an extra dot rename here. So just as a data frame method here. And what we do is with this column's keyword argument, the key is the old column name and then the value is the new one. So I'll pop max cost in there like that. So that should rename the column. And then we need to find only the highest one. So what I can do is essentially just pick only the highest one. So let's do that. And maybe we can say, take our result and filter using .loc. We only want to find the rows where the result data frame dot max cost is equal to the highest value in that column. So equals this column's maximum value. That's going to be 2 equals there. So let's just double check that. That should give us Jill, perfect. And the only thing that we need to do now is just make sure that this date is formatted in this sort of way. So we've got it as like, a pure date value here. But what we need to do is just format it so that it looks like this. Okay. And so all we need to do here really is take a look at the order date column and reformat it. So result, we'll grab the order date column and we'll set the new order date column equal to the old one, but with the formatted date. And the way that we can do that is just by .dt, .strf time, and then just in here comes the format. So we want year, and then month here, and then the day. Like that. And that should work. So if I rerun this code, okay, it's just got our reformatted order dates. If we want to display the whole table itself, let me just grab a result here and print that. Like that. And that looks good. I'm just thinking here, this actually isn't returning a new data frame. So if you were to run this in a Jupyter notebook or something, it probably wouldn't work. So let me just reassign this to result and then do it. And that should be everything that we need. So let me just rerun that last time. Perfect, looks good. So that's pretty much that. All we did here is for each customer ID, but really they said we could assume that every first name in the data set's unique. So for each customer and for each order, for each particular date, we need to find where the highest cost was, and basically from there, just do a bit of column renaming and then fixing the order date column. And that's that.